Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Hashem Kakwadash. And this is a response to ex Hebrew featured on Cultish Response to Critics Live, which is on Vocab Malone's page. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this, "The Lord Did Not Bless the Woman at the Well." So I'm at the 53rd minute, 8 second of a over two hour and almost 40-minute video. And Vocab says a few things which I'm going to address. So listen up. I hope you can hear it. Put it all the way up.
Seen them fringes. You don't care about. There was no separation. Yeah, I don't know what they cared about. You know, like when helped that woman at the well, the Samaritan, and for the parable of the Samaritan at the hero, or when he healed the Samaritan woman for the tiny bit of centurion.
I have other sheep. What's that out of this phone?
Yeah, I have other sheep which are not of his fold, is referring to the other tribes that went to America. The people, and I'm saying this for you people that are new. The people of America, when Columbus came to America, or when the serpent came to America, or the land of Canaan, you had people there, what they call Indians, which are the Northern Kingdom, that knew to come here because Solomon had a navy, and he had his navy, led by Hiram, go do a circuit. It was a 3-year circuit. They would go from the land of Israel, Palestine, to the Americas, also known as Ophir, and they would, get the resources, whether it be gold, silver, peacocks, apes, whatever, and they would bring it back to King Solomon. So they, who was this guy? I think was it Jehoshaphat? It was one of the kings that wanted to. They knew after Solomon had, went to the spiritual realm after the split of the two kingdoms. He wanted to go there because he knew about that place. He knew about Ophir, America, Canaan on the other side of the world. And when he went to get those same ships, those ships were broken up. So he was never able to go to the Americas. But later in history, the Assyrians took down the Assyrians attempted to take down Judah, but they never succeeded. But they were able to take down the Northern Kingdom, at that time led by Hoshea, the king. And what happened was they said, we're gonna go to this place that Solomon used to go to, which is the Americas. That's how they knew to go there. And according to the scriptures, that was approximately 726 years before the Lord came on the scene. Anyway, that's just a little history off the top of my dome. So anyway, vocab made that statement. Let me bring it back a little bit. Let you hear it again.
What they do is replace Israel. Right. I gotta hear it again. There's so much there in that statement. The man off camera you're hearing is Hassan, who when he first came into Sakari was kind of like young Anakin. And he was like a bright-eyed kid, happy. He wasn't all emo, you know. Or he was like optimistic about the world. And then he slowly but surely came.
Wait a minute. What the hell is this guy talking about? Hassad was part of ISUPK, you know, which is like almost like a paramilitary group of Israelites. So if anything, Hassad calmed down somewhat when he got with the Sakari, making it sound like he was going to Sunday school. I went back a little too far, but I'll let you listen. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do this. Oh, this guy, Jake, ex-Hebrew, he says in this video that he was a part of the Christian community. So he was a Christian. He became an Israelite. He joined GOCC. This guy, and then he was disenchanted. But he started as a Christian. And now the way this man talks, he doesn't sound most Jake, not all, but a lot of them come from the streets. You know, might have a high school education, might have been a high school dropout, you know, might have been a drug dealer, gangbanger, or just a regular everyday Jake. He doesn't even sound like he's from the streets. So I believe, this is my belief, that he was set up to infiltrate the GOCC, get as much information. And that's the thing. That's the season, infiltration. You got every one of the camps are infiltrated in one way, whether they're cops or whatever, whether they're from a Christian group that sent them, or you act like you know, coming in the faith, so you can infiltrate them. So let's listen. I'm sorry, let me bring this back a little bit more. A little bit more. Too far back. All right, let's start here. Let's see what happens.
You know, those are always right. When the Paki brought out the fact that Elijah, you know, the prophets in a certain day had to go outside of the world. He marveled at the baby. Right. I guess we could go around, but let's just play this, rest of this. Okay? With his wife. We just replaced Hussein. This is Joel Osteen and Fringes.
And that's true. The Lord, the purpose of our Lord coming on this earth is for Israel. Matthew 1 verse 21 says, it was the angel Gabriel. It says, thou shalt call his name Jesus, which the word in the Hebrew is Yahushai, for he shall save his people from their sins. The Great Commission, the actual Great Commission, first spoken of in it's in Matthew 28, and it's also in it's first talked about in Matthew 10, 5 and 6. It says, go not to the Gentiles, neither to the Samaritans, enter ye not, city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the Lord's sheep house of Israel. It's all about Israel. The purpose for the Lord coming down on the earth is to ultimately be a sacrifice for the nation of Israel. So what the hell are these guys talking about? And as you go among the Israelites, priests preach saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The hell are these guys talking about?
Separation. Yeah, I don't know what you cared about, like when you talked about women at the well, the Samaritan, and for the parable, the Samaritan at the hero, and when, he healed the Syrophoenician woman, or the time you hear the centurion said that.
I have other sheep.
Those are all Israelites. Those are all Israelites. Let's bring that back.
Well, the Samaritan, and when for the parable, the Samaritan at the hero, and when, he healed the Syrophoenician woman.
He said he helped or blessed the woman at the well. He spoke about the Syrophoenician woman, which she was an Israelite. The centurion whose servant was sick, he was an Israelite. You had Israelites that were part of the military of the Caesar. There's a book called I'm going to botch it up, but it says Jews' service to the Caesar, something to that effect. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Bear with me for 1 minute. Bring this all the way down here. Okay. I think it's Jews in the service. I hope I spoke that right. Service of Caesar. I think Caesar is spelled that way. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Bam. Sons of Israel, meaning Israelites, in Caesar's service. Bear with me for a minute. Sons of Israel in Caesar's service, Jewish soldiers, Israelite Jews in the Roman military. It's an actual book. As you can see. Let me see something. The participation of Roman Jewish soldiers, Israelites that were in the Roman military, in the armies of Imperial Rome often goes unrecognized. I don't got to read anymore. But you had Israelites. Let me come down here. So that centurion whose servant was sick, that centurion, the Lord said, I have not seen so great faith, not faith, not in all Israel. In all Israel, he had great faith because he was an Israelite who believed in the Lord, who happened to have a high rank in the Roman military. It says in the year 69, the Roman province of Judea was consumed by a 3-year rebellion that pitted Jewish zealots against the authority of the emperor. You notice it said 3 years, right? It was actually like 3.5 years. That's the fulfillment of Daniel, the 9th chapter. You can start at the 24th verse and read down. I believe the key point is in the 27th verse. It says that pitted Jewish zealots against the authority of the emperor and the house of Herod. Not only was the revolt a destabilizing, the words of small, factor in the eastern region of the empire, but it also posed a significant challenge to the new emperor Vespasian. So ultimately, Vespasian had to take him out. Fulfillment of our Lord, when you see the abomination that maketh desolate, in order to quell the Jewish revolt in his eastern marches, Vespasian resolved to send an army under the command of his son, Titus, with explicit orders to crush the insurrection. Although the emperor's young son showed exceptional talent and tact for leadership, he lacked the military as you read on, it mentions this guy, Alexander Tiberius. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Tiberius. Let me see something. Tiberius. My spelling is not too good. Alexander. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So what I just read, it spoke about the fact that Vespasian's son Titus, he was not an experienced general. So the real commander behind the fact that they had to take down the Jews was through this guy, Tiberius Julius Alexander, who was an equestrian governor and general in the Roman Empire. General, born into a wealthy Jewish family of Alexandria. But abandoning or neglecting the Jewish religion, he rose to become procurator of Judea because he was a Jew under Claudius. So he was raised as an Israelite, but he fought for Rome, killing his own people. And this guy, this current guy, the Secretary of Defense for the military, that Big Jake, that's probably him. It says he employed his legions against the Alexandrian Jews in a brutal response to ethnic violence. You know, Jake is always raising hell, no matter where they go, and was instrumental in the Emperor Vespasian rise to power. Because Vespasian came into power by killing off either directly or indirectly. Um, you had a, a year, 69 going into 68, called the year of the four emperors. You can look that up. And when Vespasian came into power, these other three had to be taken out: Galba, Otho, and Vitalis. So you can do research on that. So this guy, uh, Tiberius Julius Alexander, was behind that. It says, let me read it again. It says he employed Alexander, Tiberius Alexander. He employed his legions, not legions. He was a general against the Alexandrian Jews, his own people, Israelites that were living in Egypt, in a brutal response to ethnic violence, race wars going against the other nations, and was instrumental in the Emperor Vespasian's rise to power. So these guys that I mentioned, the other Caesars, were taken out either directly or indirectly, really indirectly, because he had men go out and kill these guys, Galba, Otho, and Vitalis. It says a rise to power. That's also mentioned in the Apocrypha, Second Ezra's 11 and Second Ezra's 12. Rise to power in 70 AD. He participated in the siege of Jerusalem. This is a Jake that led that. The siege of Jerusalem in the year 70 CE, or Common Era or Christian Era, was the decisive event of the first Jewish-Roman War. Why was it called the Jewish-Roman War? Because it was Rome coming against the Israelites, in which the Roman army captured the city of Jerusalem and destroyed both the city and its temple. The Roman army, led by the future Emperor Titus, the real leader was this guy. It says with Tiberius Julius Alexander. So no need to read anymore. So when this guy says, "Oh, what about blessing?" He healed the servant of this Roman centurion. He had Israelites that had high positions in the Roman army, and that's how they took over Rome. Let me bring it back a little bit again.
Right, so that's what. We don't do that. Because whatever Christ is going to be doing, he's going to be doing for his people.
Right. That's the reason why the Lord came on the scene, was to deliver his people.
He doesn't do it for God's glory. He doesn't do it for his own glory.
He does, of course, he does it for the Most High's glory. But why did the Most High send his son? He sent his son for the sole purpose of redeeming the Israelites. So what the hell are you talking about?
He's doing it for his people. He's doing it for me. This is Joel Osteen. This is Joel Osteen and Fringes. There is a separation. Yeah, the ones that cared about, like that woman at the well, the Samaritan.
Okay, let's deal with the woman at the well. He helped or blessed the woman at the well. He didn't help her. He cursed her out. St. John 4. I'll start at 7. I'll jump around. It said the woman of Samaria. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. The Lord said unto her, give me to drink. For his disciples were going away into the city to buy meat. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, who is who who is it that who or how is it, I'm sorry, how is it that thou, being a Jew, as drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? Now there's a whole history behind Samaria. You got to go back to Second Kings, the 17th chapter, starting around about the 20th verse, when the Assyrians took the northern kingdom down. They pulled them out of Samaria, out of that part of Israel, anywhere where the 10 tribes, let's say 10 tribes were. They pulled them out and brought them to Assyria. And they replaced them with the people around about the land, which were not Israelites. And it said that lions came and attacked them. And so what they realized was that they wasn't keeping the laws of the Most High. So, you got these so-called Jews that call themselves keeping some of the laws of the Most High, most of them. Well, if you're a heathen in the blessed land, and you don't keep the laws somewhat to the best of your ability, the Most High is going to send plagues in the form of lions, which I'm using that example I'm reading about or speaking about. It said, for the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. But wait a minute, why wouldn't the Jews have no dealing with the Samaritans when the Samaritans are Jews? They wasn't Jews. They were heathen. So the Lord asking this woman for water wasn't a blessing to the woman. And let's jump down. Okay, this woman says, 12 verse, art thou greater than our father Jacob? She didn't descend from Jacob. She said that. She said it right here. Why would you, a Jew, want to keep company with a person of Samaria? And then she said, 12 verse, art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well? He didn't give you a damn thing, because you're not one of the descendants of Jacob, and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle. Our Lord answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Meaning you drink water, actual physical water, and you're gonna get thirsty later. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. That's spiritual water. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Now, what comes to mind is John, what is that? John 7:38. Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So when you take this truth, you gotta spit this truth out. And if you're not doing it, you never drunk the water in the first place. Or you're like a broken cistern. So she said, give me this water. He said, call thy husband. I already knew about her situation. I just want to go. A bottom line, this woman was not an Israelite. You have certain Israelite groups out there that say she was an Israelite. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Let me change this to the red letter. 20th verse, you can see that this is the woman talking. Our fathers worship in this mountain. And ye, that goes back to 2 Kings 17. And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. 21st verse. Yahweh Shai saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain where you at right now, nor yet at Jerusalem, even if you go to Jerusalem, worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know, we the Jews, as opposed to the people of Samaria, we the Jews know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. For salvation of the Jews, not the Jews and the Samaritans. Let's go back up to so the Lord said, for salvation is of the Jews, right? So what did she say? She's telling you out of her own mouth that she's not a Jew. Then saith, 9th verse, then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? Meaning she wasn't an Israelite. She was one of those transplants that King Shalmaneser V ordered them to be in that land. Okay, we're going to put you in this land. Oh, ultimately, when the lions came after them and attacked them, killing some of them, he went back and got one of the priests, the Levitical priests, uno, mano, akad, one priest, to go back to teach them the laws, statutes, and commandments. And when they began to teach the laws, statutes, and commandments, the Most High pulled back the spirit from those lions that were attacking them. So she said it that she's not a Jew. She said, for the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Basically, you a heathen. We don't have nothing to do with you. So the Lord had felt the same way. Look, I ain't come for you. Talking about our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say Jerusalem is a place where men ought to worship. Our Lord said unto her, 21st verse, woman, believe me, the hour cometh. And what does it mean? What do you mean by hour? Because destruction's gonna come in an hour. Revelation 9 cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father, because Jerusalem is going to be destroyed along with Babylon the Great. Ye worship ye know not what. We the Jews know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews, not the Samaritans. Else he would have said it. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers, who are the true worshipers? The Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father. Who are the true worshipers? The Jews, vocab. Shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. So the Father is seeking who? To worship him? The Jews, not the small hats. Just because you in the land of Israel, Jerusalem, in Palestine, that don't make you the people. That doesn't bless you. 24th verse. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. 25th verse. The woman saith unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called the Messiah, when he is come, he will tell us all things. Our Lord saith unto her, I that I that speak unto thee am he. I'm the Messiah. That didn't mean he blessed that woman. He had a conversation with a heathen. And what did he say? What did he say? He said, look, this ain't for you. This is for the true worshipers, which are the Jews, which you are not, what you said out of your own damn mouth. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say until the Spirit hits me again. This is basic to you brothers that are been in the truth for some years, but this is something that the newer people have to kind of get a better understanding. And like I said, I can't say, well, IUIC teaches that she's an Israelite or she got blessed, but I know who taught that. The former head of the Detroit camp, GMS, he was teaching that. Him and another brother from GMS New York, which they're both, I don't know where they are, but they were teaching that, and I caught wind to it. And I believe I suspended the guy from the GMS New York camp because he was teaching that. He was teaching his own doctrine. He teach a bunch of other things that he was going off on. And we suspended him, we let him back in, then we suspended him again. I believe I told him, you out the camp. And for a while he was out there on his own, and then he just, we don't know where he is. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, on to the next one. Shalom.